Hello,
Hey,
how are you doing today?
pretty good.
Nice, that's good to hear. Well, let's just go to the form which you sent me, since it's our first session so far. Yeah, let's do that first. Okay, so what you mentioned there, you currently Diamond 2, you like playing hit scan, here's Soldier, Cassidy, Reaper May sometimes. Okay, that makes sense. And you not really sure what you good at as a player, but you think that you need to work on your decision making and positioning. So can you specify a little bit more? What do you think your struggle was exactly with the decision making and positioning, for instance?
Sometimes I feel like I'm like behind my team too much.
Uh-huh.
Like I should be at like high ground more.
Okay. So like taking high grounds behind,
Yeah.
sometimes to be behind the team. Okay, is there anything else? What about the decision making part?
Like I had a game recently where they were playing like dive, and there was a game where I was like trying to take high ground, but they just kept diving me,
Uh-huh.
and like I was alone, so I just die.
Okay, so that sounds like we want to cover team compositions maybe. Well, obviously we'll see what we struggle with first. Um, but might be beneficial usually if I go into masters, just discuss team compositions a little bit more, how we can adjust your playstyle. Okay. Is there anything else what you want to mention before we start as well?
No, not really.
Okay, then what kind of replay you want me to start with? Is that this replay which you sent me, is the good one to start with?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over that replay then. I should be screen sharing. Can you see my stream just fine?
Yep.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit more about that game which you sent me? What was difficult there in specific? Maybe what you could have done better? What do you think?
I don't really remember too much, to be honest.
So there's just you got a game and you just sent it just like an average one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe just in the future, let's say want to do more lessons, just maybe discuss even more themes potentially. You can always kind of see um what is the game where you played really well but still lost. That's always a good one. Maybe you struggle with a specific concept as well, or maybe against certain team composition. We can also go with that too. But yeah, since it's our first lesson anyway, I think it's a good one to start with. Pretty long game, so okay, let's do that. So we're starting out as soldier here. Okay. What is your thought process in general? What are you looking to do here as a soldier?
Um, Trying to get some initial damage, maybe build my
Okay.
ult charge up a little bit.
Yeah, and then what is it? Yeah, and then what are we gonna be doing? Yeah, what is kind of your general game plan? So this is like specifics, yeah, looking for ult charge, but what in general want to do? Maybe let's start with positioning. Where do you want to play here in general?
Um, I I don't remember if I do it in this game, but I think I usually I'll go back into the hotel and go up on that platform in the bottom right.
Yeah, okay. So this one.
Yeah, but I don't like
Mm-hmm.
starting there because like they're not like they don't push into the gate real fast usually.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so
yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe some sniper can get you as well. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I went up there. I saw the Doomfist was up there. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. I thought it was like a Widowmaker at first, so I just dropped down.
Makes sense. So, do we drop because of the what? What is the decision behind it? Is it because of the damage fall off, or is there anything else?
I think I just saw I saw like the outline in the window up top, and I didn't know it was a Doomfist at first. I thought it was a Widow,
Oh, okay.
so I just dropped down.
Makes sense. Okay. Makes total sense. Okay, and then we lean towards this position here. Uh-huh. Okay, so first of all, I want you to pay attention to how we controlling the map. So whenever we are starting here, I think that's quite good. But then think about what kind of area your team is looking to control initially here, yeah? In what kind of area you kind of expect your team to do a lot of damage? What is that area exactly?
Like at the middle of the gate or like near the entrance of
Yeah, sort of
I don't know what that
here.
building's called. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So see your position here at A, it allows you to control this area. Sure, yeah, you able to do damage there. But the thing is, let's say the enemies, they are gonna hide because this angle is gonna shoot here. Yeah, you kind of expect the enemy team to maybe hide around there, for example, around that
Yeah.
corner. Okay, so our idea with the map control is to make sure we control as much space as possible. So your angle A is kind of controlling this space, but technically, because you're playing soldier and you have that mobility which you can utilize, yeah, you have your shift, yeah, that means you can use that to some extent, position in a way which allows you to control this area even more. So for example, let's say people get behind this building, yeah, let's say this happens, so like maybe behind this area on the left, is there a position which we could be taking in order to control this a little bit more? Because when we stack
Oh.
with A, yeah, we kind of doing the same thing. Yeah, yeah, all of your teammates, they're shooting from the same direction, basically. Yeah.
I guess I could play in the hotel and I have a quick escape through that window, or I could play where my Kiriko is.
Right. Yeah, I like this idea. So this looks good potentially. Yeah, that requires you to do some early rotation though, like this probably. And that's where maybe if you see Widowmaker or like someone up there, you're kind of concerned about that. Maybe you have to play slow, then bait out the shot and then maybe going forward. But even if I'm not playing high ground, but if I'm playing low ground, yeah, I want to
Yeah.
think about taking off angles. So when you know where your main core is. Basically, if your main core is there, you have what main core is. It's where most of your team are, where they position. You want to utilize off angles and even flanks to some extent to control the map more. Why you can do that as soldier? Because you're self-sufficient. Like I mentioned, you have mobility, you also have healing station. So even though you don't have a Kiriko, you might play away from your team a lot of times. And that's why, yeah, utilizing this, maybe utilizing this is important. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because here we can see, okay, we're starting out here, yeah, and let's say Doomfist gets behind the corner, yeah, if we here, it's easier to shoot, or the Surgeon gets behind this corner again, easier to shoot, and maybe finish that target, yeah. And what that does, that can potentially not even just get you kills, but force some resources too. Okay, so there's the first part, we want to take off angles, let's watch more. So we just kind of stuck with our main core, unfortunately, so it's a little bit tough. Like this, this looks interesting. But what is the concern behind that? Yeah, so this is an off angle, right? Your main core is here. Okay, so that might work technically from positioning perspective, yeah. But what is the issue here? What do you
There's a
think?
there's a Doomfist that
Well,
is yeah.
there's a Doomfist. Well, so maybe playing around the swords, sure. But then, look at your effective range. Are we utilizing our effective range when we're pressuring this Ana here?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay, so to utilize our effective range, where we should be to pressure this Ana?
Probably further back
Further,
and like maybe to
further
the
back
left of the
where?
statue.
Left of the statue, yeah. So, for
Yeah. Yeah.
example, you want to do this, I think can work, but do it this way, yeah. Effective range, it's just because the strengths of your hero, yeah. Maybe Doomfist goes in, or like even Life Eater actually does okay damage at the short range. His damage is not that good, yeah, obviously, but yeah, you can still play around that. Yeah, there are also some potential other short range threats like Tracer, yeah, because you keeping your distance, it's harder for them to close the gap with you. And yeah, you just want to play around the strengths of your hero anyway. So that's the first. Want to utilize effective range. Second, I would think about again controlling space. I mean, there's like effective range. It's also allows you to control the space, but there's another really important specific when we're looking to control this area here. Yeah. So see how this entire team, they can technically only actively shoot you right now. So let's phrase it this way: you're the one who is gonna grab the attention first, basically. Yeah.
Mhm.
So because our attention, enemy attention is going to be on you, now there's a high chance we can die, right? But at the same time, you can maybe avoid that damage if you have like your resources potentially. But think about it this way: who is on your team? Because this is like really scary to me. Yeah, if the attention is on you first, but is there anybody else on your team who can take that attention? And because they got the attention from the enemy team, then after that you can pressure. Is there anybody who you want to kind of grab that attention initially before pushing in like
Uh,
that?
well, you'd probably want Junker Queen too,
Uh-huh.
or I guess they might focus the Kiriko
Might
if they
be.
stay there.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, usually the targets with big HP pool, let's say a lot of defensive stuff. Yeah, it's big HP. Maybe they have defensive cooldowns like Shout. Maybe like Kiriko, for example. She has Suzu, but also she has a lot of mobility. All those targets, they're usually good for you in terms of like creating destruction. You usually want those targets to engage first. I would start with paying attention to the tank. That is the most consistent way of like just getting value. Your tank goes in, okay, he grabs the attention. Let's say Doomfist punching this Junker Queen, and now when you're utilizing your effective range from off angle, you can get kills. Yep. Any questions?
Uh, no, not really, no.
No. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, so just three things: effective range, off angle, and we want to keep the time in mind. Okay.
Yeah, and if I was playing on that statue and they did punch the Junker Queen, I would be able to stop the heals from coming into the
Well,
Doomfist.
sure, yeah, I think you're right, and to be honest, when you're taking this off angles, a lot of times because you utilize your effective range, you force the enemy to go on you, and that means your out angle can maybe do some little bit more pressure. Huh. Just mechanically, maybe don't want a Helix Socket there, but that's okay. This was like a finisher Helix Socket, that was alright, and then yeah, so this is better. Doing this, yeah, pressuring from here, definitely. Your main core is maybe kind of, well, you only have two people, but still it can be considered main core. They come from here, you can go this way, maybe even go all this way. Yep, so you can utilize
Hmm.
your effective range even more. So see, this is a shorter sightline, but we can have maybe long range sightline. Yes, it's a flank, but try to time the pressure, see, yeah, maybe my Kiriko goes in, she creates destruction, I can utilize the effective range meanwhile, maybe get a kill because of that. It's just a little bit easier for you. Uh-huh. Okay, so now we have to reset. That's fine. We're running back. Okay. So think about it. Think about the second point here. Yeah. So let's see. Let's think about effective range. We want to use that. We want to be an off angle, and we want to time our pressure rate. Yeah. So at what kind of position we want to be technically, or you can be? What do you think?
Either like the top of the building that I'm at right now, or like
Yeah.
does the left lane.
Left lane. Yeah. Like there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the left lane, okay, so you have this kind of sightlines there. Yeah, this is slightly better with the sightlines, but look at the angle. So this position A, maybe this position B, it can be, you can maybe go there on as well. At position A, you have good sightlines, but you're not taking off angle as much. Because your team is generally gonna be here. Yeah, they're gonna be on the main
Hmm.
street anyway, right? So you technically shooting from the same direction, I think. So what would be better solution then? Because we want to take that off angle potentially and like even flank. What do you think? Is that
You
better?
could go
Hmm. Continue. Yeah.
up like uh, I don't know how to explain it. Like like the building above the arch.
Yeah, like this way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I like this to be honest. So this is better because you have long range sightline and you're also flanking and you just timing the pressure is all about, yeah, peeking out when your team does something. This is good. I like this more even because whenever you really looking to climb, pushing your limits like this, looking to go in aggressive positions like this is good. You can see what really kills you, yeah, because you're doing those plays. You can maybe farm your ultimate more, then you can also try to get more kills potentially. And let's say you die there, just see, okay, like why it happened. Pushing your limits is just always something what you want to do when pushing into the next rank. I would think about the only threats, like who can punish you. I think it can be good topic for us for the next lesson, just discussing team compositions a little bit more. But yeah, that position would work, I think. Like this at the start, yeah, this can also work, but then transition towards this towards that high ground probably. No, your team's just regrouping, so yeah, you have to fall back, you have to run away. Right. Yeah, so running away, grabbing HP pack, yeah, running away a little bit more. Yeah, I think even going on the high ground might make sense. So you have better sidelines consistently, yeah, you can use your effective range, because we can utilize our longer range when we up on those positions. It's always kind of do always this way, set up first and then fight. Yeah, set up first then fight. Yes, sometimes you need to draw from the positions because you have a good reason, but that good reason's usually if you can get a kill. So like, let's say this Doomfist is there, well, maybe it's a good decision to drop, but then really anticipate if you can do that. Yeah, here I think he is pretty killable, so he can stay. But if it's not the case, then go on the high ground. Yeah, it's always important to understand, yeah, why we not up in a position, why we not like set up correctly. Usually it's because you can get a kill, which you did. Okay, but now, yeah, you get a kill. Now we cannot really get that many kills maybe on the main. So what we should be doing right now?
Going up the high ground.
Yeah, going up the high ground, exactly. Like, because there, you first of all, we don't have an information on who is killable. Yeah, if you do, let's say somebody says Kiriko or like Sojourn is one, yeah, then shoot this guy from the main. That's fine. That's a good reason to stay there. But if there's no good reason, set up first. Yeah, kind of standing there. I think going on maybe up there, even looking for flank wiser, where you have this kind of longer range sideline. Once the card is gonna be here, even hiding is alright. A lot of times, just time your pressure. Yeah, time the pressure. Make sure you taking that off angle. Sometimes it might feel that you're missing out on the damage, but really you want to not just shoot constantly. It doesn't matter like how many shots you got into the enemy. It just matters when you got those shots, the timing of those, basically. Technically, if you go for 1-2 shots, like let's say you play Hanzo and you did 1-2 shots at the right time, then you can get more value than doing 10 shots when it doesn't matter that much. So this is basically the same thing. Yeah, you can invest that time, hide, go for better pressure. Yeah, even go up there. I think if your team is gonna fly there, yeah, just go there, set up. Yeah, why not? Why not? Maybe you can try this out. If someone dives you, you can just run away. Yep. Like, don't forget your shift, your run is the tool which can force more resources. Yeah, your running ability, it helps you to stay in the angles and then escape them. They escape those angles if someone pressures you. If something weird happens, you can always run away. And that forces the enemy resources more. You split the attention. Yeah, because like, see here, all your main core is stuck there. And now this Doomfist, just with one slam, he forced all these guys out, right? But let's say we even there, now he has to choose. He has to choose between your angle and the angle B, yeah, where you can be on that up position. Okay, let's continue. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask those.
Yeah.
So far, just playing in the main. Yeah, we still get a value. I think our team's getting kills there, so this is fine. And especially when you have Visor, setting up for aggressive spots like those where they kind of not expecting you as well, it's really good. Turn their attention, yeah, make them more killable. Flanking is just helps to bait out their resources more. So see, all this consistent pressure, right? Yes, you do the pressure, but what about if I just invest all the time, yeah? And I go up there, and then I pop Visor when this guy's trying to cross, right there, yeah? When your tank goes in, maybe, when your tank goes in aggressive... where's your tank, actually? I can't... your tank is just somewhere lost. Oh, your tank is the Doomfist, that's why. Yeah, your tank is in the old form. Yeah, but let's say tank goes in, and then we can pop Visor, just get one, even, or two, that's already a win fight. Yeah, instead of consistent damage output. Oh, the team's still winning. There's an ultimate which you use, so this is good. Just kind of more of a default position, yeah, where you cannot make that many plays. There's another perspective to it as well, because you're in a position which allows you to pop your visor first. Technically, you can prevent your team from feeding and using their ultimates not correctly, if you know what I mean. Like, let's say you pop your
Yeah.
visor first, then your Life Weaver will not waste his ultimate, and the Kiriko will not waste your ultimate, so you kind of keep your team a little bit safe, if that makes sense, with resources, and then at the same time you can farm your second visor. Yeah, so always see if there's a good opportunity for you to pop visor first. Really try to do that. When you're climbing, there's no, you don't have to overthink it. Just, yeah, this is good play right there. Yeah, just do that as soon as there's an opportunity. Yeah, pop your visor to win the fight, farm the second one, and then farm the third one, because so far we only have one visor this entire time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. And now it's a more difficult, but I like this position though. Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, gets you some value. I just think you want to look for, so see where you come from. You come from in front, kind of, where most of your team's positioned anyway. So angle here, yeah, all of them have the sidelines in this position. So we wanna play on off angle, like flank. So where we wanna pop the visor, what kind of position we wanna stay.
Probably behind like the stairs,
Yeah, behind the stair. Which
like
stairs?
like the stairs going up to where I was.
This here, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and what would be the time for you to pop the visor? What do you need your team to do, or like someone to do?
When they're taking attention, like maybe
Who?
Doomfist or his.
Yeah. Doomfist. I think in most cases Doomfist, maybe Kiriko,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
Life Fever. Actually, no, Life Fever is not that good. Yeah, he's like his pull. You cannot do much. Yeah, I mean his shift. Sorry, you can't do much. You cannot escape. Okay. Yeah, so far it feels like positioning and, yeah, just understanding the positioning so far can help us the most. Let's watch this a little bit more. So we got this guys out. Yeah, shooting the Doomfist. Solid the position on the main here. This works a little bit better in this current case because your team is now, they kind of here. So you can maybe try to create this angle. If the enemy pushes through the gates there, you can stay at this position. I think it can work slightly better. But yeah, still think about just those fundamentals like effective range. We want to look for flanks more, even off angles, and time to pressure rate. This is more like, see when we going back. So we're going back because there's a soldier, right? Oh, interesting. What do you think? Could you fight this potentially?
Yeah, I have a character with me. I could definitely fight it.
Yeah, I think you could. So it's like
And there's a
2v2.
life weaver that can see me.
Yeah, it's even technically, it's indirectly kind of 3v2 at the moment because
Yeah.
two of these guys can shoot, but this guy can pull, so it's kind of 3v2. So I think take this. Yep. This is another thing. When you're on off angle, there's again always should be a good reason to give this up. Look to fight for off angles. Look to fight for flanks. Don't give those up too easily. Yeah. Okay, let's see one more fight maybe, and then we can summarize, and after that we can talk about what we can do in the future with you as well. If you wanna do more lessons, yeah, I think this looks fine so far. I mean, it looks okay with like mechanics, but yeah, with positioning could be better. Probably would be wanna stay in the top left. Now, the next fight. It's gonna happen here. It's slightly harder. It's slightly harder in this. It's part of the map because you cannot take those long range flanks that easily. You can maybe go here, but it's still kind of harder. Yeah. So they are. Let's watch what we do. It's like, what do you think about this sideline? Is it okay?
I think it's fun.
Yeah. So this is a long range. This is a off angle. Yeah, and I think your tank he kind of, well, he's kind of grabbing some attention, but keep an eye on that,
Yeah.
yeah? Make
Yeah,
sure,
I
because
think I should have waited for my tank.
so this is important, yeah? We want to be looking right before the pressure, yeah? So right before we do this, check the attention, what your tank is doing. If he is aggressive, push forward. It's much easier for you to get while you can wait it out. And then once the tank is in, you can go in as well. Because now all this guy's attention is going to go towards you. And this can be useful to some extent, but you don't have to do that like right away. Yeah, you can wait slightly longer. Yeah, so this like forces you out basically. I think the play would be you wait out, and then your Doomfist pressures, or maybe you can even shoot this Doomfist a little, and then after that you you can pressure these guys, farm the Visor, and use that. I think that would be fine. Yeah. Okay. So going all the way right. Using Visor. This is okay, yeah, you have a pretty decent position, long range, off angle. This position is used a lot for the soldiers, so this is okay. Alright, okay. Do you have any questions about what we mentioned in this short review so far? Or...
No, not really.
Not really, okay. Then let's try to summarize, and then we think about what we can work on next with you. Is it sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So what do you got out of today? What are you gonna
So
be practicing? Yeah.
trying to flank more,
Mm-hmm.
uh, being more aware of like where my tank is or my other teammates, so they can take attention from them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So who fundamentally? So you mentioned other teammates. Yeah. What kind of other
yeah.
teammates can grab that attention potentially? What kind of traits they should
Um,
have?
like people with big health pools, like tanks, like Kiriko
Mm-hmm.
would be good. Like some people who can like self-sustain themselves, maybe
Yeah.
prevent damage, like a Brigitte with a shield.
Yeah, exactly. So it's usually big sustain. Whenever you time the pressure, see if someone with big sustain they can go on forward, or it can be mobility as well. So
Yeah.
that's why a lot of times Tracer can be engaging first. Sometimes Sombra can also be initiating the pressure. Yeah. So a big defensive. That's what I'm gonna write, and we also want to have mobility. Okay, mobility. What else? What about your... Okay, so we mentioned flanks, off angles, but then what kind of other specifics you should be paying attention to?
Um, I think I probably use visor more, but that'll come with like
Mm-hmm.
flanking, so I can build more ults because I had like one ult for like
Mm-hmm.
the entire first half.
Yeah, so it's gonna be initiate with ultimates. I would even say this, really look to be more proactive. Think about how you find display which carries the fight, because if you do that, then there's first of all less chances your team is gonna feed. The second is just because the fights are gonna be won because of you, that means you make the difference most of your games. There's more potential that you win more. Yeah, because you're the only factor which you can control. You cannot control your teammates, so keep focusing on what you can do. Yeah, being more aggressive with those kind of flanks, with those kind of off angles, it's quite nice. Just see how you can push your limits. If you make a mistake, like let's say you die on those off angles, it's still alright. Just watch why you died and understand when pushing your limits how much pressure I can do. Yeah, do as much pressure as you can, and then after that only think about not dying. Basically, yeah, maybe you died when you was in the flank because the timing was not there. Maybe we were not playing corners correctly. Yeah, there can be a lot of things. Okay.
Mhm.
So we want to initiate with ultimate. Okay, is there anything else?
Um, Off angles, like
No.
the at the first point, using the statue instead of like playing with my team on the main site.
Yeah, so this is what you said basically. General knowledge, shaking flanks, off angles as much as
Hmm.
possible. You can say this: play away from main core. So main core is where what's your team's position, so it's kind of easy for you to identify. Yeah, if your team is on the main lane, you go somewhere else. Yeah, you maybe go left, go right, yeah, go behind. Try this, and really keep an eye that your effective range is the long to mid range kind of sightlines. Yeah, utilize effective range. I'm just gonna say this.
Mhm.